Welcome. My next guest will never forget the day he lost his freedom. He stood before the judge, 10-year sentence for drug charge. But that judge saw something in him and decided to give him a second chance, reducing his sentence. This experience changed Brandon's life forever. He attended culinary school, worked in multiple high-end restaurants, and eventually founded cooking schools of his own where former inmates are taught how to become chefs so that they have a career once they're released from prison.
I started Edwin's because I got a break. I could have been behind bars for a long time, but I had a judge who was, for some reason, forgiving or aloof. And after that, met a chef who really took that wild energy and kind of tamed it a bit and put me in a direction that changed the course of my life. The mission of Edwin's is to help men and women who are returning home from prison find not only themselves, but a skill in culinary arts and hospitality, and develop their skills as a leader.
You have a chance to actually be reintroduced, to society with a solid job experience, and teaching you a craft, a skill that's going to help you along the way. It's a good rehabilitation tool.
If you're willing to work hard in a restaurant, that's how you move up, and that's how you excel.
Just being able to walk out those doors and come out here and you ask the guests did they enjoy their meal, and they say, yeah, I had scallops, it was great. And it's like, well, I prepared those, like that's the best feeling ever. It's like, wow, they had everything, even the fancy garnish.
Thank you for being here. First off, who is Edwin?
Edwin, who is it? Well, it's a couple of things. It's a declaration that education wins.
Okay.
I feel if we can educate not only our students to new reality, we can educate those in the general public. So this idea that someone coming out of prison is much more than what you might think. And also looking inside of prisons and showing that there's more than a number behind that shirt.
What made you get into the restaurant business? What drove you in that direction?
I caught a good break. I mean, that was really it. I caught a break from a judge, and then I was, had this wild.
Yeah, but you could have been a plumber, a janitor, or something like that. What about restaurants?
Actually, I was a couple of those things. I mean, I was working as a florist. I worked in a bowling alley and a grocery market. But one day it led me to this restaurant downtown Detroit, and the chef took me under his wing, and that was it. That's all I needed to know where I wanted to be and where I felt I should.
Explain how hard it is for people who have been incarcerated to get a job, to get a second chance.
If you are good at what you do, if you perform at a high level, it's not hard to get a job. However, if you don't feel good about yourself, if you don't have a skill that's marketable, it's damn near impossible.
I get it.
Yeah.
When you decided to open up a restaurant, you didn't just open up a restaurant. I mean, you're not just serving potato salad and fried chicken. You really went into high-end cuisine.
Yeah, we went right to the top. So the thought process, one, the French cuisine is all that I know. The fundamentals lie in this French cuisine. And if you could teach someone that high standard, then you can do it anywhere in the world.
You have turned it in more than a business. It's a program. It's an opportunity. Who all can apply to have an opportunity to be trained, to be mentored through your program?
Well, we focus on those who have been touched by the justice system or even the injustice system.
What kind of success rate are you seeing with your program?
Yeah, so success is this gray area. Depending on where someone wants to be when they come into the program, that's how we find success. So it's not necessarily what you would say, hey, that's not success. But if you look at the cold hard facts, how many people are employed? We've got over 95% of our graduates working in restaurants. We have.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It gets better. There are between 40 and 50 restaurants in the local area waiting to hire a graduate.
Wow.
And to kick, to put the point home, of our 150 graduates in this almost 3 years, we've had 2 return to prison. Which, if you look at our nation average, from almost 50% returning,
you're right.
We're at 1.5%.
That's amazing. It doesn't get any better than that. Do you believe that everyone deserves a second chance?
Absolutely. Every human being, regardless of their past, has the right to a fair and equal future. And I think we've left that civil right off the table for far too long. So it's at the core of the mission. And if you look at a human and you don't look at what they've done, you don't surrender to the fear, You look at someone, how much promise is in someone, and so every human being deserves that chance.
You know, I want to thank you for giving back and doing what you're doing. We spend far more in incarcerating than we do rehabilitating.
We do.
Coming up, we're going to meet one of Brandon's students, and you're even going to get to taste some of his restaurant's famous desserts. I can't wait. Joining us today is one of Brandon's students from Edwards Restaurant and Institute. She's been enrolled in the culinary school for the past 4 months and will graduate December 2016. Help me welcome Latina. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
This is an exciting time. How did you get involved with the program?
A friend of mine, Linda Stewart, she works in nonprofit organizations, and she informed me of the program.
Oh, wow. What are your duties in the restaurant?
Right now, I'm a server, so I just wait tables and learn the front of the house. I've done the back of the house with all the cooking, so now it's just the front of the house and not the door.
Wow, wow. Brandon, I heard a rumor that you brought some desserts here with us, and
Your nose isn't lying.
amen. Let's do it. Let's do it. So you brought some food with us. What do we have
brought
here?
two, just in case one doesn't suffice. This is our plum and lavender bread pudding we make at the restaurant. Vanilla ice cream. It's warm. You can see the ice cream is melting.
Hallelujah. Okay.
And the chocolate pyramid with a little gold leaf for some bling, but it's our #1 seller.
Oh my goodness, this looks so good.
So please, you want some to enjoy.
Well, let me see. If you insist. I'm supposed to be on a diet, but you know, I'll do it for you.
Thank you. Yeah, so you know, going through each position in the restaurant, you know, desserts is one position that, you know, some people gravitate towards, and then after they do finish the program, they find themselves in pastry shops or in bread shops. So this one taste could be your next career change.
Oh my God. Hey, keep talking, man. Keep talking. I'm busy. Just say something.
You got it. You got it. So yeah, at the restaurant, I mean, we have.
It's amazing. This is good.
It's one of the many classics that we have at the restaurant. So from duck to to chicken to frog legs, you name it. Those fundamentals are really being expressed in.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah.